Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to my dream job here in Tactical Breach Wizards, because after all, who among us does not dream of tactical scenarios on a tile-based grid? Right? That's the only thing anybody ever thinks about, as far as I can tell. Let's have another night in Liboli. Okay, banks we could actually use some confidence on, I think. Hold on, do we have, where's Banks? Oh, Banks is Banks is at a door up there. Hit 3 enemies with a single spectral skull. That seems pretty trivial in this scenario. It doesn't necessarily seem trivial to make that a thing worth doing, however. One thing I never do, and I suppose it might be worth trying to figure out a way to make this a good action. One thing I never do is bother to like move enemies in front of a breaching door. There are probably situations where that's a sensible thing to do, right? Now, if Banks had the extra point of damage on Spectral Skull, it doesn't seem to be super challenging to make that play out effectively here. If we just grab this intel, I'm wondering about, yeah, like bouncing through there. Oh wait, did I pick up the extra point of damage? I did. That's right. That's right. It's been a minute. Well, like this is available. Obviously, like these two guys are dead to any interference with this explosive barrel already, which makes that feel a little bit less compelling. Maybe it's more like, yeah, geez, maybe she just clears the entire right side of the room. I feel like that's gotta be correct, right? And also we get to seal a door. That feels like such a strong play. So then anything at all going on here, part of a chain push or something. Well, there's no more mana, never mind. I was gonna say part of a chain push could deal with that, but Jen could just crush it with her normal attack or something. So if we have Zan... Jen wants to finish by the end of turn 1. I'm not sure how realistic I think that is. And again, like, kind of who cares if we miss out, right? So this does do a point of knockback, but anybody that it hits is dead anyway. So I'm kind of thinking we can have Zan and Jen team up for a decent predictive bolt somewhere. Like a Gale Grenade right here is very powerful, right? So if we have Zan run to here, throw a Gale Grenade there, then Zan can actually like false prophet, allowing Jen to run over to here, static blast this guy lethally, and then burn the other Gale Grenade for the door ceiling. It turns out that is, in fact, pretty doable on the first turn. And we even got 1 defenestration, which is, I think, pretty decent when there's exactly 1 window in the room. Okay, this doesn't seem very difficult. We haven't played around with the new Death's Door thing yet, right? This tech where we can put a hole beneath enemies and make them, what is it, fall out of an existing Death's Door. Let me just throw one of these up on the wall and see what was it exactly that we earned from, yeah, Death's Floor to send them tumbling out of an existing Death's Door, closing it, and this ability costs mana. The breach I probably didn't need to reverse. That seems like that's happening. Okay, well, We're going to have a hard time closing this door quickly. So I feel like sedative cocktail with the pushback upgrade. And then it's like transference, protecting you, targeting you to allow this Banks, yeah, to just run clean through. Somebody's grabbing the intel. I don't know that it super matters who does it. Oh, maybe that's not where I wanted to run to. I wasn't counting on the fact that she can't see him from there, but of course she can't. I was hoping to throw the cocktail in a place where it would matter. Yeah, maybe I gotta end the turn here, actually. Okay, this will mess with him setting up his auto shot anyway. And then, yeah, I'm not sure that it matters who gets the mana. I guess we can just wait until next turn. Alright, so this guy's gonna die during the next foresight phase. And he has done nothing of import. So, okay, the Death's Floor thing does allow me to teleport somebody. We have 4 Death's Doors between us, and I suppose if I'm going to try to make this... if I'm going to try to make this confidence goal happen, we ought to get on that. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I'd be able to grab that. Alright, I think we're just going to take it slow here for a second. I am prioritizing that point of confidence maybe too highly, because, like, obviously this guy's going to be a pain. But I think I just want to Death's Door that dude. Alright, there's my point of confidence. Actually, sorry, I should... Am I going to deal with you this turn? Because I do really want to close the door, so I'm trying to figure out, like, I probably want to use... Maybe it doesn't matter whose cocktail we use. Yeah, I was going to hold on to hers, but whatever. I think it's whatever. So let's just go ahead and throw it on you. Get you poisoned. And then you can... Will this work? I hope this will work the way I want it to. Okay, yeah, nope, never mind. He absolutely can see that. Alright, then we're going to have to just kill him. Well, sadly, Resurrect only does 4 damage. So I can make him die at the beginning of the Foresight phase. But that's not really what we need. You know, it doesn't say anywhere that all of the Bankses need to live. We can maybe just do this. You know what? Actually, here, we can cover you for a turn. That's how we'll solve that problem. And then just step over here. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so used to using transference in a very particular way that I sometimes forget how versatile it is. It really can... It can do an awful lot of things. Alright, so somebody is separated from everybody else. We do have a reasonable spectral skull setup here, actually. You're gonna shoot through there. Yeah, that guy's gonna be hard to deal with, but we definitely want somebody up here hitting the turret controls. So like if Jen breaches and runs in to here. Oh, sorry, not Jen. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say if Banks runs to here and tries to set up a bounce for the skull, but we have no way of getting mana actually, so there will be no setup for the skull. And in fact, this is just a terrifying amount of firepower. Really, really focused. So who is going to be best suited to dealing with this hallway down here? It feels like Banks rarely needs to have a particular angle on an enemy. It happens sometimes, but I'm wondering if I want to maybe swap these two. It's a shame that this still doesn't get us any kind of useful angle at all. Were I to open the security door, we would certainly want Banks through here first, because otherwise she's just going to get immediately sniped. And I might be able to throw a sedative cocktail through. How are we going to deal with this area? This is so harsh. It does feel like that. It does feel like that hack has to get done right now. We have to turn this gun around. But yeah, with no starting mana, I'm really not seeing a way to do that. If we had a point of mana on everybody, it would be borderline trivial. It really is quite a meaningful difference in difficulty. All right, if we run into here, I can set Zan up to get a predictive bolt kill on Moritz. Like, what if we run to here, use laptop, predictive bolt. Oh, I can't Gale Grenade in the location I would like from where I'm standing. That's pretty annoying. Okay, Banks can't get quite the shot she's after either. We're probably going to have to use a transference here. Yeah, probably. So it ends up being up to Jen, right? I can move to here, throw this Gale Grenade like this. That gets me the point of mana and refreshes Jen to be able to run over here and seal this door if that ends up being a thing that is at all safe to do. Obviously, a lot of stuff's going to have to go right for that to be the case. Although I suppose the other thing that's worth noting is that Jen does now have the ability to run all the way over to the mana. And so maybe we can set something meaningful up with the Chain Bolt? Like, what if Jen goes to here, grabs this, we Chain Bolt... I want to put her in a position where she's able to... Oh, that's not ideal. I was hoping to be able to use the combination of a one space push from her bolt plus her static blast to be able to knock this guy into the electro wall, but I just don't quite think we're there. Okay, so what if instead of that, you can only just barely make it where you're going. I can make these things more pushable. Zan can only false prophet in a space he can run to. Like, between the false prophet and Jen's static bolt, we could just kill this guy, right? So that would allow us to flip the turret, which would be pretty huge. I just have to figure out how I want to handle that. What does Banks have? Okay, Banks can pretty much only set it. Oh, she can. Okay, she can hit this guy. So 3-bolt burst here would go. Well, actually, I guess it's lethal anyway. Because when I put the false prophet down, the false prophet will shoot this guy and then Zan will support him. Yeah. Alright. And then Jen hitting this dude will draw support fire from the clone. That gives Banks turret hack and mana. And then we still have a Gale Grenade left. It is a little bit of a shame not to be talking about closing that, but I think the turret hack is almost certainly more important. Okay. All of the enemies are no longer interested in us. That's pretty strong. Am I going to hit 3 enemies with a single spectral skull? No, I don't think so. Now, what this has not done is left us with the ability to what this has not done is left us with the ability to seal any of the doors, right? So that's a little awkward. But I think if we protect our turrets, it's going to not matter. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just spend the transference here. I'm going to protect this turret and redirect the damage to this heavy gunner. And now I think we're good. We still have an action left on Zan, but it's not going to be relevant anywhere. Do I want to change anything about the setup? Not really. Banks can sedative cocktail here, so this guy is... Yeah, that's worth it. Let him get a little extra damage. Wait. Are you not dead? Because when shot 1 happens, that guy takes 3 damage. He survives it. And it's only 1 point of knockback. Yeah. It seems to change the order of things, because this guy's supposed to shoot first. But he doesn't. This guy shoots first. which means that if that's the way it's going to go, I just need to apply my transference differently. Well, but the whole point was that it was canceling one guy's shot and preventing the other guy's shot. So I need to protect you and finish you off. Hold on, am I doing something wrong here? So this turret fires, deals 3 damage. Then this turret fires, deals 3 damage. Then this guy is supposed to shoot. If his shot gets redirected to here, then his shot doesn't do any damage to the turret, and this guy's shot doesn't occur. So the turrets shouldn't take any damage. But the point of movement here seems to be, I don't know, something's going awry. And I can't quite correct it. Okay, well, protect you, redirect to you. There we go. Okay, worked that time. Yeah, for whatever reason, this guy moving was fucking everything up. Okay. Should be pretty easy to close all the doors this time, and also we have an awful lot of gunpowder, awful lot of firepower on our side. So I think I'm just gonna have Banks drop this dude out of death's door. It's a shame he went this way instead of this way, because if he had gone over here, I think I actually might have been able to triple Spectral Skull. Actually, I wonder if I still can by doing a shallow bounce off this wall. I totally can. And actually, I think it turns out to be really good. There we go. Confidence earned after all. And then we're good, right? Because the turrets will... Yeah. Oh, right, except, sorry, I do have to seal the doors. That's a fairly important part of the thing. Okay, now we're good. Turns out turrets are pretty useful. Confidence for everybody. You ever had one of those really good dreams where you just you just absolutely blow away a bunch of cops, and you wake up in the morning and you're like, I think I can pull that shirt off today. Feels like a normal thing to me. Okay, we're almost caught up here. All enemies... Okay, no doors to worry about this time. Just don't let anybody punch the alarm. And we do have a single trap set up. I mean, this feels pretty doable. Given the angles here, I don't know about... So this breach is going to do some damage. I'm wondering how good of a skull I can pull off here. If I step to here... Like, that's not a bad start, right? Okay, I can just barely get it double time through the 2 guys in the other rooms while still hitting the 2 guys in Banks' room. That's pretty fantastic. Okay, and this guy already can't make it to the exit. Next turn, it will be no problem to just sedative cocktail him into a wall. So the only enemies that are left are these 2. So this guy's down to static blast plus Gale Grenade. The other dude's like... Maybe it's a little boring to have Zan end his turn outside, but this other guy's not a threat. I can even just Gale Grenade. Yeah, you know what? Let's just pick that guy off. Zan can't quite hit him. Zan can do this, I guess. Oh, it's nice that hit 5 enemies with a single Spectral Skull actually means get 5 hits. That makes things a little easier. I wasn't even looking at the confidence goals there. Okay, and then this is, you know, obviously pretty easy. That poor man and his poor bones. Okay, a couple of these neutralizer guys, that is definitely going to complicate things a little bit. Banks would like to, again, hit enemies with a skull. So I'm definitely seeing a lot more play for Broom Breach on this one. So if we have her fall out over to here, obviously I would love to be setting these off. That's a lot of officers. Is this the only alarm console? Okay, it is. So putting Jen over there right away I don't think is a bad idea. So we have her to run to here. Broom Breach is a thing I am allowed to do. But I probably want to Static Blast before we move. So let me run... Is this closer? Does he pay attention to Zan? He does pay attention to Zan. Okay. Oh, breaching is magic. I sort of forgot. Well... we can move Banks in closer. We can definitely get it so the Banks is the one who is being targeted, and the cocktail is non-magical. So I can just put some poison up and let that handle them. Sorry, don't be in cover right now. Right, shoot, that doesn't work. But it could, because I could Broom Breach to here, allowing Zan to get his 3-bolt burst off. And then just take the other Broom Breach right away to here. And I don't think I'm going to do anything else with her. Honestly, I think we're good. Banks is going to take 4 damage. Okay, you do fire a normal shot. I forgot about that. I did not remember that was a thing. Well, actually, so then... hold on. At this point, we can have Jen shoot this guy, and I wasn't really thinking that it was super valuable, but it's going to put him in a spot where he can't see... he can't see anybody anymore. Jen will be under the table, and there's now a wall between him and Zan. Because as that turn was going, you know what? Also, I guess I'm making a silly error here. I was kind of thinking... I came here instead of here because I was thinking that I could use Jen maybe to do the attack. But no, it's clearly Zan who does the attack, so why not just have Jen grab the intel before she falls out again here. Now you take cover. That guy's got no shot. He's dead at the foresee phase of next turn. And we're gonna fuck these dudes up in the what do you call it? In the bottleneck somewhat. Okay, it feels like this is definitely a turn for establishing at least one seal, right? Pardon me. Interesting that the Gale Grenade is non-magical. Okay, so now that we have Chain Bolt available, sadly, I have to start it off of you. Really does limit my targets. I could move to right here, throw the Chain Bolt out in a better way with the intention of using the Gale Grenade to close this up and then still have a move action left in case I need it. He doesn't quite make it to the alarm this turn. This does 3 knockback. So if I throw... I don't think I'm going to be able to kill this guy with it. What I was thinking is throwing the cocktail directly onto it so it slams against the wall and explodes. And it'll do a fair amount of damage to Reactor Officer Bader. It'll push this guy against this wall for like 1. And unfortunately, given the distribution of them, I cannot set up a predictive bolt of any kind. The better thing to do would be to chain bolt him into the gas can. At least then we get some extra damage, right? So, like, actually, the thing that would be really compelling to do with Banks here is this. Then if Jen can chain bolt, like... It's really frustrating. I was hoping to be able to throw my chain bolt here. She doesn't have it from the original position. She has it from here. Right, that, and then... I guess to you, because you're going to survive otherwise? Oh, right. I'm allowed to shoot extra targets. Do I wanna? I can shut off the neutralizer if I do that. And then I can cast it on Zan and thus get my action point back. You know what? I don't hate that. Oh, this didn't explode because, yeah, the collision doesn't do damage to the thing that's being collided with. As unintuitive as that might be. Alright, well, these guys are all, like, badly injured. I'm not too worried about it. Now I... Gale Grenade Jen. It's a little bit of a shame she does have to actually use her movement to set up here, but I think it's okay. Just get a little bit of starting damage on that guy. Oh, there are positions from which Zan could see that dude, though. Like, if I run to here, I think Jen doing that will provoke support fire. Yeah, okay. So now he's dead to almost anything next turn. I think that's definitely worth it. You can just... yeah. Set him back a little bit, and we know one of them plans to run across there. I kind of don't accomplish anything by doing that because he's already going to die, but whatever. It'll feel cool when it happens. He was already dead at the end of the 4C phase, and we don't get any mana for that, so... Alright, Zan is going to open this up. I can kill this guy no problem with Jen. Zan's Breach takes him a little bit out of position. I think I'm actually just going to sit here and camp the alarm. We can Breach next turn. So there's a fair amount of poison back here. I guess let's soften this guy up so when Jen runs forward, we can just paste him against the wall. That guy's gonna have to get got next turn some other way. And Zan... yeah, Zan's good. Okay, that guy's in a position where Zan can actually kill him because he's up against an object. It is a little bit of a shame to see a heavy gunner like that, but I'm not worried. How am I going to deal with this heavy gunner? Is it just a sedative cocktail drop directly on his dome? Which will let Jen static blast him for a bunch. Well, hold on. Before Jen does that, Zan should move to a place where he has vision. Did I? Yeah, I undid the sedative cocktail too. What foolishness. Okay. Obviously, it'd be great if this guy was down, because then I could just have Jen run over on top of him and close that door. Who's coming through? Just a reactor officer? I mean, that's not really a big concern. And Banks may as well run over to here. I don't know necessarily what we're going to do with her, but we'll figure it out. Okay, the other door is finished. Probably just rather move so that I can get the cocktail, yeah, to knock you into that guy. Okay, so this dude's dead. This dude needs the smallest little tap. Okay, easy. And then Jen should definitely close this door. And I do believe it is, like, completely trivially over at this point. I know I keep saying this about everybody, but gosh, Banks feels awfully powerful, doesn't she? Ooh, fire guys. Okay, so 4 points of gas mask and a point of stability, which is annoying. The way they're positioned, it is going to be a small amount of a challenge to set up a predictive bolt. but it'll help us get through that gas mask. Also, this is a tiny room. All right, what if we have Zan? Oops, you're not Zan. What if we have Zan run to here, predictive bolt. You can throw a sedative cocktail like this. Jen runs up to here, grabs the intel. Oh, I can't quite get the push I want. And unfortunately unfortunately the sedative effect doesn't stick here. But you know, I doubt Zan's gonna use his shot otherwise. Maybe I should just do this first and then throw the sedatives. Now we're much better at pushing. Now I can just Gale Grenade this guy once I run into the room. Yes, let's set Zan up with a predictive bolt. All right, and then I think it's going to be Zan doing false prophet. Well, I guess actually false profiting there prevents the other Zan from providing support fire, which is a thing we definitely want to do. So now he's dead, and Zan has grabbed this other false prophet. Ah, shoot. I really want to, make sure we're shooting the right one here. Okay. Can I tell you, I'm a little surprised at the fact that Zan was able to make that shot. I thought it would have been blocked by the two of them standing next to each other. But obviously we have lethal in that case. And also Jen still has movement left. That's pretty solid. Yeah, it's a very fights in tight spaces-esque scenario there, and really, really just bad news for the opponents. Okay, Shining Armor we did. Escalation we have not did. And you know what? We got time. Fairly ran through those last two. Let's wrap up the last dream here. Might run a little bit long, but that's fine. Don't seal any doors before the end of turn 2. Cause 5 total extra knockback by making enemies unsteady. I think actually Banks has enough confidence now to get the last outfit, so I'm not so worried about that. Also, Banks isn't here. Banks will show up, I guess. It's nice to get some reinforcements for a change. So we do have reactor dudes helping us out. Obviously, I really want to get a chain bolt bouncing around in the backfield. Can Jen make it here? She can. It feels to me like... How do I start this? Because what I really want to do is start with Manifold, right? But don't have clean line to effect, because from Manifold to Excelsis kills them both. And then like a jump to Davis from there would push him this way. Unfortunately, bodies block line of sight. There are no windows in here at all. Does it make more sense? Oh, right, this guy. Also, I'm totally missing the fact there's a chapel shepherd here. You know, one thing I'm not clear on with the chapel shepherds is whether they will multi-fire on something like chain bolt. Will Jed just get shot once here, or will she get shot 3 times? She could survive 1. Alright, if I throw a gale grenade, I can maybe open up my line of sight. Like a gale grenade here. Right, a gale grenade there counts as an attack. It's a shame she can't grenade while in cover, considering that that's like the whole thing that those are for. Gosh, I wish we did have banks. That would actually be super helpful. Because if I could put up transference on Jen, blocking damage and distributing it to this guy, we could actually clear the path for that chain bolt that I want. The invulnerable shepherd is a real problem. So I can run Zan in here, grab some intel, and set up a false prophet move. Out of curiosity, well, I guess the false prophet's just going to shoot at the shield guy. I could start with one of these. Just allow myself to take the hit. Then if we send the false prophet up into a position like right here, he'll shoot that guy, he'll absorb that hit. There's no point in predictive bolt, but now we have certainly a more interesting chain bolt. Although without this guy up, I don't get that nice clean kill push. I do like the idea of Zan getting the mana. The false prophet is very powerful. It's just a matter of figuring out where to use it. I'm also trying to figure out, like, what use is Dahl going to have in this situation? For Dahl to run to here and then execute a charge, it would be 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So I knock you back 4, which means a little bit of damage. And then I could charge 2 spaces. So I think I can just clear the gas mask, although that doesn't matter because we don't actually have a banks. And we certainly don't have a banks coming through any of the doors. If we... What if Zan doesn't take the mana? What if Dahl takes the mana, uses it to swap with the Absolver, or the Shepherd rather, and we get a predictive bolt out of that? Right? What if it looks more like Dahl right here? It's right here, maybe. Zan runs to this position, predictive bolts this way. Dahl grabs this intel, and then the Absolver doesn't switch targets until after the predictive bolt goes off, is the answer. That's frustrating. I thought for sure that was going to work. Because, like, the target is here, right? It shouldn't... I don't know. It feels like they shouldn't have time to re-aim the protector beam. Let me try something here with Jen real quick. If Jen moves to this location, I'm gonna just go ahead and ruin Dahl's whole thing here. But I think it's all right. And say we take... It's a little awkward. It pushes people in such a goofy way. Damn, I was hoping that because he was included in the target list, he wouldn't have anything to say about that. I mean, that's fine. That's not a terrible outcome at all, I don't think. There's no point in spending the third target on a guy who's not going to take any damage. However, so... Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of other moves. Like, what here has any utility at all? I could hit Zan. Does it say a teammate or an ally? Chaining through friendlies. So if I just, like, deal 2 damage to this reactor dude in the corner, do I get my... I do get my action back. Perhaps it could be useful. Maybe. And I would get to seal the door. I don't know. I'm not, like, super enamored of that. I think we do have to kill this guy. I could set up a predictive bolt for that through here. So yeah, we could run to like here or something. I can't actually run to a position where I'll be able to do that predictive bolt. And yeah, a friendly does block. I can't just shoot through my man there. All right, well, you know what? This is maybe a little bit more work than I was expecting, and as such, perhaps the thing to hold off until tomorrow for. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I think maybe I'm gonna reverse course. That's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I'm gonna have some kind of plan for the first turn of this very complicated map. That Shepherd is a real nightmare. So come back to see that, and we'll see you then.